It's the time to get down.
But when you go and play it, when you go, you'll see it at the end, and that's again through Animoto. So
Okay.
I'm glad you liked it. We're gonna. I'll get some more.
They liked it in the They liked it in the chat room too.
It's an indie person. I don't know that much about them.
Okay.
I just found them last night because I was looking for music to put to the Animoto, and these are people again supplied by Animoto.
Yep.
They give you choices of music to use, and this was from the indie pop section.
Like it. All right.
And I went to take a look.
Yeah. Definitely.
Wonderful.
All right, good. Now, so we were telling you guys, Jaime Escalante died. This was the teacher from Garfield High School, you guys. Now, Danny, remember that? He was the subject of Stand and Deliver, the film from 1988.
Oh, yeah. That's the man. That's the man. You know, I never knew his name. You know, I knew the story.
Edward A. James almost played him, right?
Right, that was the actor.
That's
so,
everybody always remembers Edward James.
Right.
Well, I'm just giving, you know.
I know, they
understand.
do. They do all everybody because he did such a memorable performance. Here you can take a look right here, Vic.
Oh God, he looked like he looked like.
That's
oh
cool.
my
There he is,
goodness.
and then I got another picture here of him. Let's go to the other picture. So we got
Nance
some,
in the chat room said great movie. So yeah, well Nance grew up.
Well, this
there.
is
She
a
grew
man-
up in Torrance, I think it was.
Oh, she did? Well,
Nance
see,
grew up in
people like
Torrance.
this, you gotta love them. You gotta
Yeah.
love them. You know what I always say? If anybody ever symbolizes America, it's folks like this, like
gotta
Jaime
give it up.
Escalante. You know, who immigrant folks who come here and do so well.
Yep.
Who just portray so much of excellence and the American spirit. Well, you know, he finally died on March 30th. Remember, he was portrayed by Edward James Olmos in the movie Stand and Deliver. When he taught at Garfield High, he was teaching calculus to students at Garfield and really got it to take up. You know, he actually was running the AP calculus. Now, you know,
Wow.
I don't know about you all, but I didn't do AP anything. I had AP
So you didn't have his class.
lunch.
Huh?
I had AP
You weren't in his
lunch.
class.
Right.
I knew the best way to get off campus to get a good burger.
Oh, that's cool.
You knew that though, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew all the ways to sneak around
Well, I'm
campus.
sorry to hear that because, you know, again, we're losing another great. And I did not grow up here in Los Angeles or California. I didn't really get a chance to learn about people like Mr. Escalante until I moved out here. You know, when you move to places or when you go to places as you grow and see the world, you want to know who the people were that basically made their mark.
Right.
You know, especially in Los Angeles, a lot of people didn't realize not only when Pico Pio, you know, Pio Pico, I'm sorry, I get the governor the first governor, Spanish
Okay,
governor
I
of
know,
California
I know.
that came to Los Angeles, when they settled in Los Angeles, he was Spanish and he was black. He was mestizo. Mestizo, yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's again a cultural term for like the
for a mix.
They
He
were,
was
well,
mixed.
it implies some mixing with indigenous Native
Exactly.
American population.
Exactly.
Mestizo. It's also a
Mestizo.
color.
Exactly.
It's
So,
also a color.
you know,
like an off green or
when
something
you
like that.
when you, I feel very connected.
Turquoise.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Mestizo.
I agree.
I'm still stuck up. I like those words like that. They got so many names for
No,
Negroes.
what I'm saying, I feel very connected to our Latin citizens
too.
here in Los Angeles. I get along with them very well.
I love
And I
that
love their
connection.
culture.
Yeah.
I love their culture. I said that having trained at a place that was 95% Spanish speaking, and we
Yeah.
speak a fair amount of Spanish
course.
here.
Yeah.
Jaime was 79. You guys, he was from Bolivia.
Was he?
Oh yeah, he was from Bolivia, and at the time that he was at Garfield High School, they had more students studying advanced calculus than all but 3 other state schools in the whole United States. That's how successful this man was in getting inner city barrio students to study calculus. He had more students in a ghetto AP calculus class. Let's say it like that. A ghetto AP calculus class. He had more students so interested that he had more than all but 3 other schools in the entire country.
Wow.
Which shows what you can do when you're motivated, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, well, we had to take calculus in school. I didn't really like it. I would have loved to have taken his class. I'm sure he made it very
That's a
interesting.
bad.
What?
That's like I had a bad experience.
That and
I had a
statistics.
bad experience. Yeah, those are bad.
What is
Well,
it?
anyway, he's such a big deal that Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger issued the following statement. Jaime Escalante shared in my belief that anything is possible in California. He put everything he had into becoming an inspirational teacher whose passion, commitment, and belief that all students can achieve excellence set an example for us all.
Hey,
His
Yeah.
talent, hard work, and dedication in the classroom changed the lives of countless students, and I am fortunate to have known him. On behalf of all Californians, Maria and I send our thoughts and prayers to Jaime's family and friends as they reflect back on his extraordinary life. Let's hear it, everybody. Jaime Escalante.
hey, great
Thank
story.
you, Mr.
Great
Escalante.
story.
Thank you to his family for
Thank you.
sharing him
Right.
with us.
Great story. You know,
That's right.
that's the second story that Mario's delivered this year. You know, one about the perfect graduation rate back over there in Chicago, I believe. That story we covered a couple of weeks, and this one. So, you know, celebration of academia. Go right
Remind me
ahead.
of a quote that you can use for other folks. You say, when I think of all that might not have been, had you not been, I celebrate the day that you were born.
There you go. There
That's
you go.
for Jaime.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, that's Jabril, right? That's you took that quote.
Ooh.
Jabril, what's his name?
Khalil Gibran.
Khalil Gibran. I'm
Khalil-
sorry.
No.
Yeah.
It sounded, you know what, you said it like him. I love Khalil Gibran. I'm sorry. Oh, that was
okay.
a direct quote from you?
That was
You just made that up?
No,
No.
hell no.
Ah!
No, I don't know where I got that
I
though.
think so.
I don't know. All right, how about this one, you guys? We got to go. We have to deal with some of these tough issues.
Yeah.
I know how Daddy's going to feel. Well, there's a scandal in the Republican National Committee. Chairman Michael Steele, even though he supposedly
Right.
was not there, supposedly he approved or somebody approved. We gonna get. You know how these things go. You don't get to find out who actually approved till they get that scapegoat.
I'm sure there's a likely story for this, Mr. Steele.
Well,
Freaky fruit.
it turned out that that the Republican National Committee spent $1,946 at a Hollywood nightclub called Voyeur, which is basically a lesbian strip club. And they said it also showed that the committee had $17,000 in chartered plane fees, $12,000 in limousine fees, and you know it also said that according to some sources that Michael Steele had suggested that the committee paid for a private jet for him. So this is a scandal that came out this Monday on a conservative. The conservatives are imploding. They are
No,
cannibalizing.
they're probably saying, well, you
Well,
know,
he's a
he's
brother.
doing our bidding. He's representing us. They were all freaks.
See.
Well, and it turns out the Republican National Committee, this is according to Yahoo News, announced that it had fired the staffer who put in the the report for the expense account, for the Voyeur experience.
Why would they fire him? He's doing now. If they didn't, then he would have still. I mean, he would have definitely gotten fired for withholding.
Well,
the
they have
seats.
to have a scapegoat. You have to have a scapegoat.
Oh, the
See,
fall guy.
Yeah, that's why you got to fire somebody.
Stupid me.
You got to fire. So usually you look around, you say, "It will give you some money,
I know.
under the table." But it's you, Bob. We got to fire you. But
Now
here's
you know
some
you gotta take
here's
your
some
pick.
thousands to go
Yeah.
get you a real
That's
stripper.
true. That's true.
So Bob was partying and drunk back at the club again.
Got you, yep.
With the new money. But anyway, so it turns out there's a big whole thing because the Republicans are imploding, and I don't know. It seems that Michael Steele takes a lot of the heat in the Republicans for so many things. He was not there. I don't know how much personal involvement he has with this whatsoever. And so, but they're trying to make this into an anti-Michael Steele thing, and it's really building and building. Wow, we're going to have to get the hip-hop Republican, Shirley Huzar, to comment on
Oh, she's
this.
like, she goes out.